everyone, and welcome to another episode of Paranormal Drive-By. Sorry it's been so long since I've posted. I had some health issues and stuff like that, a lot of different things, so kind of life got away from me. But I'm back. Hi. Again, like I always say, I'm not editing this. So you're going to get a lot of ums and uhs, and I'm searching for words because also remember I'm driving at the same time. And today is Saturday, the last Saturday in September, and I am driving to my daughter's college to go pick her up because that's what I do and I like doing. I'm going to talk today a little bit about the Parkway. I have gathered a few stories from people about different Parkway ghosts. I'm in New Jersey, so Parkway can be a little bit of a dangerous place, especially if you're not from Jersey. People don't know how to drive on it. People get freaked out about it. I've seen a ton of stories trying to explain our Parkway driving here, but it's kind of born in you. You're not going to get it any other way. So anyway, I digress. So actually,
in half a mile, keep left to stay on Garden State Parkway South.
I just passed the exit for it, exit 89, and there was said to, in like 1956, a bad accident that happened there, and unfortunately a few people lost their lives, 3 to be exact, and one was a small child, a little girl, and she likes to scare people at around 3 a.m. by standing on the side of the road just after exit 89. And she just sits there looking around like nothing. Every once in a while, she'll dart kind of near into the street. People have pulled over. People have stopped short. A couple of people have actually gotten in car accidents because of it. So it gets a little crazy. But I was trying to find stuff to look it up and everything like that about it, but there's not a lot of information when you're looking up like specifics like that. So it's difficult to know, but I've heard quite a few tales lately about her. She's a little girl in a white dress. Why are they always in a white dress? Not a purple dress, not a blue dress, a white dress. It's kind of weird. To go down a little rabbit hole, I was starting to look at some of that, and I'm like, you never see a blue dress, a pink dress. It's always a white dress. I mean, what are they all going for, a christening or something like that? It's not like it's the 1800s and dyes were expensive. They had to be imported from other countries and things. But whatever. It was just a weird little extra thought. Another one that I saw a lot of South Jersey because that's where I've been driving to lately to pick up my daughter. This one is by Seaside Heights, which is exit 82. That one is a motorcyclist that unfortunately had lost his life in the early 90s. I think it was 92. And big burly guy. Have seen him looking for what I can only assume is his motorcycle because they see him with a motorcycle helmet in his hand. And there's been a couple of stories of people actually talking to him. That, I know I read a little blurb about that in Weird New Jersey. It was an older magazine. I think it was like 8 years ago or something like that. That people had actually seen him and spoken to him, and he had just said, if only I'd worn it. And he's holding it in his hand. So I'm assuming thinking there's a possibility that he must have not worn his helmet and died as a result, which I call motorcyclists road pizza, because they're going to end up looking like a pizza when they're off their bike. Not to hate on motorcyclists, but lately in a lot of driving that I do a lot of driving, I've seen them like popping wheelies and stuff like that. Like, what the heck is wrong with you? You're on something that one little slip, one little rock, one little something could kill you. Take it seriously, but people want to show off apparently. But that's my own brand of bullcrap. Motorcycles scare the living daylights out of me and always have ever since I was little when I got burned riding on one. But anyway. So yeah, this guy, he's come up to a lot of, like a lot of people have seen him, and some people have said he's looked like he's looking for his motorcycle. Other people have just seen him on the side of the road holding his helmet by his knee and just like sad. Couldn't find a lot about that. I remembered the article in Weird New Jersey, and I saw little like folklore tales. I think it's part of Tales for Seaside. And there was one more. This one is by the Pine Barrens. So, you've got all kinds of stories, and then the Jersey Devil and things like that. And I'm actually just passing the Pine Barrens, Pinelands National Reserve. And, sorry, concentrating and paying attention to this guy behind me is going very slow. But anyway, so this one is an older gentleman and a woman. They just see them walking hand in hand, just on the side of the parkway. And anybody who's from here knows you can't walk on the parkway. You're not allowed to. It's against the law. Because you can get injured. I mean, people cause traffic jams by watching somebody change a tire on the side of the road. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Why is that such a need to stop and look? But whatever. But they're just walking on the side of the road, right by the Pine Barrens. Sorry, I had to adjust myself in my seat. It's a little uncomfortable driving for so long. But just walking along the side of the road, and when they get just by exit 74-ish, they disappear. That I found on Weird New Jersey Facts when I just Googled it. And there's actually a couple of police reports about that one, that police officers have stopped because, again, it's illegal. You're not allowed to walk on the parkway. So strange things, strange happenings. But a lot of these sightings and things like that, they're never during the day. They're always late at night. The 3 a.m. Finvale theory. I've driven the parkway at 3 a.m. Mostly north for work stuff. But I've seen some crazy things. But mostly cars catching on fire, oddly enough. I have had to stop quite a few times to tell people, there was a big rig. This was last year. There was a big rig. I was on the turnpike, though, not the parkway, because no trucks on the parkway. And I guess a chain or something like that had come loose. And if anybody's seen like an 18-wheeler, one of these big trucks carrying cargo and stuff like that, they have double tires. Well, this guy, the inside tire, I guess the chain kept hitting it, and it was making like a little flame coming out of the back. So I'm like driving next to him, I'm beeping the horn, I'm screaming out my window. Finally, I got like right next to him, and I'm laying on my horn hard, and I'm like screaming at him to pull over, pull over. I said, the back of your truck is on fire. Because at this point, like, the flame was just not going out. was a little intense. And then another time, which was strange, the end circumstances of this were very strange. So there was a guy driving, and I saw a flame come out from underneath his car. I was driving behind him on the parkway, just coming over the bridge to the John Bon Jovi service area. And so we're sitting there, I'm driving, and I'm beeping at him, I'm flashing my headlights at him. I get next to him, and I'm screaming at him to pull over. So he finally rolls his window down. I said, pull over, your car's on fire. And he's like, what? He pulls over, and I've watched enough of these podcasts, listened to enough of these podcasts, watched enough of this true crime stuff that, being helpful can get you killed quite a lot. And my dumbness, I pull over too. Dark Parkway. It was like 10 o'clock at night. And he pulls over, he shuts the car off. I jump out, and I always carry a little fire extinguisher in my car. So, because I'm just prepared, paranoid, call it what you want. And I was like, oh good, it looks like it the fire went out or something. I don't know. He shut everything off. He had gone to the mechanic, and the mechanic told him he was having a problem with his exhaust system or something like that. Not that it could catch on fire, mind you, but that he was having an issue with it, and he wonders if that's what it was. And then we saw another little flame pop up, and I was like ready with the fire extinguisher, and we called the police and a tow and all that stuff, and I was like, I'll wait with you. He was like, don't worry about it, it's late, you can get on home. And we had been chatting for a little bit. He was telling me about his wife, and she was expecting a baby, and all this craziness. And he had given me his card, but without saying who he was or anything like that. Oddly enough, I was talking to my Uncle John, and I was telling him about this whole interaction. And come to find out that he is my Aunt Terry's nephew. So my Uncle John is my uncle, it's my father's brother, but his wife, I don't know her whole side of the family like that. So it was crazy that it was a family member, however it is, by marriage or what have you. But I thought that was a little cute story I'll share with you guys. Nothing crazy. I don't have a lot of story stuff. I just wanted to kind of get back into this. All my health issues aside, I don't even think I've ever said it on the podcast. I had breast cancer, and I found out in April. That's why my last post was in April, because it was kind of very quick. We found out about it. I opted for a double mastectomy, so I did that, which was not great. Everybody's journey is different, but my experience was rough. I had a lot of surgeries after that, a lot of healing, still healing. I have another surgery at the end of October, which will hopefully, fingers crossed, be my last surgery. That's a full reconstruction, so it's going to be a lot more involved, I should say. Anyway, that one is going to be something. So, but I want to plan out doing some of Paranormal Drive-By from my bed. I planned on doing some of that while I was recovering the first few times, but I couldn't get a lot of things together. So just a lot of life has happened in between, but I'm thankful that it's been life that's happening, and I'm still here. So all good things. Anyway, I don't want to bring anything down. I've had 3 little itty bitty stories with not a lot of detail. I apologize, but distraction is a lot for me lately. So anyway, thank you for watching, listening, all the fun stuff. I appreciate it. I have Instagram, Paranormal Drive-By, and it's BYE. And I have to do the Facebook stuff still. And I need to do a whole bunch of other things that I just haven't really had time for. I'm trying to work as much as possible right now so that, I can afford my life. But anyway, I digress because that's a whole nother podcast or whatever. But anyway, I love you guys and have fun. And you can email your stories to paranormaldriveby@gmail.com. That's paranormaldriveby, BYE. Say that every time. But I always like stories. I like to get everybody's stories. I'm coming up with ways to say a whole story all at once while I'm driving. I just have to kind of remember it a little bit better. But today was an impromptu, you know what, I'm doing this, so I did it. Again, I don't edit. You're getting the whole raw me. This is real me. Hi. And see y'all soon. Bye, guys.